What up, Birdie Nation?
What up, guys, and welcome to another Blue Collar Birdies podcast. We know it's been a while, guys, but we're back at it. My name's Field, and along with me, as always, is my playing partner, my co-host, my brother, Coty.
Oh, dude, we took a little hiatus. Life's been crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know how
Well,
it goes.
the weather has not been kind to us until as of late. So we really haven't been playing a whole lot of stuff, but like I
Working a
said, yeah,
lot. You got a
life
lot going
happens.
on.
Dude,
Yeah,
life happens. Life
life,
happens. And
life happens.
but the good part is we're still kicking. We're still going strong. Got to play a little golf recently with Coty. And, you know, as per par of the course, we played like crap, but it was still a lot of fun.
As always, dude. Well, you played like crap. I played pretty good.
Yeah, decently crappy.
It's crappy. Yeah, no,
Dec-
I think it was good to get out. Of course, they haven't seen us since. Well, I guess the live stream.
yeah, since we did the live stream and we did over there at Caddies, had a lot of fun doing that. Except I think
It's
it
always
messed up
fun.
my swing for a good month. But that's neither here nor there. I just
It's
don't
a
want to have
user
something.
error.
Yeah, exactly. I just want to have something to blame it on.
Yeah. I'm glad that you are doing whatever you think you need to be doing with that. It was, it's kind of rough.
All I've heard for the past month is, man, I can't hit nothing. My swing's so crappy because I hit off those mats at the simulator. And then Coty comes on the podcast. Yeah, man. I don't know.
Hey man,
I guess it's you. I don't know.
it's all look, Matt. No, Matt. We can have that controversy. I do think it's better to hit off ground, but I will tell you, we just suck.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, because pros practice off of simulators all the time, and they still hit okay. So
It just sucks.
bottom line, bottom line is we suck.
Well, I should rephrase that. You suck. I shot like a fucking 87 or something.
95, 50.
25, 50. No, I shot 87, but
Yeah,
and
don't worry about it.
nobody can tell me any different.
What you put on your scorecard and what really happens. It's two
Hey,
different
me,
things.
me and you two-man scramble, we can shoot 53.
Plus 20. I think we could get close to par though. Honestly.
Not a chance.
Yeah, I think we could if we really seriously hit it. But anyways, guys, welcome back.
Not a
We are
chance.
here and having a big time. What we thought about, is first time since we've come back, what we're going to talk about. One of the things that I've ran into as of late is hitting the longer sticks very well. The driver, of course, that's always inconsistent as it seems, but pulling out other less than driver, longer irons or woods, it's not always flushing it out there. There's a lot of tops, a lot of chunks, a lot of not so nice words said afterwards. So I really wanted to kind of look into that and see, Coty, one of the things that you have seen me struggle with is, we come up to these par fives, let's say we hit a decent drive, right? What, 220, 230 from me, something like that.
Mhm.
If I blast one and it gets out past 250, I've done good. I've set myself up for a good shot. I'm out on the fairway. And instead of playing conservative and being like, maybe you should just take whatever your long iron is or something else, I pull out the 3-wood. And how many times have you seen me actually hit the 3-wood worth a dookie?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's rough, but I think some of that is you get in your brain. We've talked about, course management, but I think really you get in your head like I got to hit that hero shot.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
know, I think uh I think for amateur golfers, the thought process is if I can just get it closer to the hole, I'm
Hmm.
10 times more likely to make par. When
Yeah.
sometimes if you would have just took, I think What's your lowest iron? 5?
5.
If you just take a 5, put it out there 180, 190, then you got maybe a pitch or 9 to the green, try to make par the old fashioned way.
Absolutely, yeah. Because realistically, let's say even if I just stroke that 3 wood, right? And let's say it goes 200, and that would be a miracle for me. 200, 3 wood off the deck. That's a miracle shot. And then on most par fives, you're still a good, you know, you're a wedge shot in. So instead of, you know, trying to, like you said, hero shot it in, why not pick a lower loft or a higher lofted club, lower number club, excuse me, and see what you could do. You know, one of the things that you and I have both picked up here lately that we didn't play with last year at all. You have purchased seven wood, is that right?
Mhm.
And I busted out the old 5 wood that I have, and we both hit them the other day when we went to Milan and hit them well. It's amazing. I mean, I know you kid with me about having that senior flex shaft on that old Wilson,
Yeah.
that 5 wood, but um, that I can get that ball up in the air, and I mean, it goes. It really goes. If I don't chunk it, it's going, because they usually don't top that one for some reason. And I don't know if it's shaft length, if it's that much more shorter than the 3 wood. I think it's twofold. I think it is shaft length is shorter, and I also think the higher loft. Don't you?
Mhm.
I think
Yeah,
the
and I
same
think,
same with your 7 wood.
well, and I think too, I joke about that shaft with you, but I think like subconsciously you don't swing it as hard. So it's a more controlled swing.
Yeah, probably so.
If you just got up, didn't think about it, just half swung your 3 wood, you'd probably hit it twice as far as what you would if you would really think about it, try to swing, put a good lick on it. A lot of times with clubs, if you just get up there and try not to think about it, just make an athletic move,
Yeah.
you know, it's not as
Yeah,
bad.
probably so. The biggest okay, with that, let's just say I do hit one decently, right? Slow down the swing speed, and I actually hit one okay. The other problem I have is I can't get it up in the air at all. Like
You know
we're
what?
talking, you know, 20, 30 feet off the air, it seems like max. I mean, it's like a bullet,
Right.
which I guess if you're not going for the green and you're trying to get as much rollout as you can, I mean, I guess that's okay.
I think
But
like ball placement matters, your swing matters. You know,
yeah,
with they there's a bunch of different swings in golf, and I think that's what makes golf so hard. Your driver's swing is different than even your 3 wood, so to speak, off the tee. Then when
mhm,
you put your 3 wood on the deck, it is a little different swing. It can be a sweeping, and I think sometimes we sweep it too much besides trying to get a little steeper on it to help that loft. That loft's there to help you. That club's already lofted. But sometimes I think we get a little too wide when we come back through. It's more of a sweeping motion. That's what's pushing that ball so low. I mean, you
yeah,
see a lot of amateurs do. You see people do it even with hybrids
hmm,
because you
yeah.
see the fatter head and you think you can't chop down on it as much.
Try to push it up. Yeah,
Hmm.
absolutely. I don't feel that as much as I do, but I definitely know what you're talking about with that. That part I don't feel like I subconsciously do to try to get the ball in the air. Um, I think my thing is end up toppling a bunch of them. Is that I try to, let's say this little thing's a ball. As I'm coming down, right? I want to hit the ground past the ball, obviously,
Hmm.
and the angle at it, I'm either chunking it. I'm either here, I'm behind the ball, or I'm in front of the ball, like way too
Hmm.
far in front. And then I'm so far in front that I'm coming down like this, and I just top it.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think the pros have come out and said you hear a lot of these pros. One of the hardest clubs to hit is 3 wood. Most amateurs,
Yeah.
most golfers you talk to them, what I mean, them your long irons and your 3 wood, 7 and 5 wood, the shafts are a little shorter.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what helps like me with my 7 wood is I swing it like I would a 3 iron. I'm
Yeah.
swinging it like an iron.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a new club. It's a newer club. It's a dart speed, Cobra dart speed, max
Mm-hmm.
version. You about can't read none of that on the bottom now. It makes
Yeah.
so much turf contact, and one that's what I bought the club for. I mean, if you don't want your club to get, you don't want that much turf interaction, that's fine. I'm not saying you got to take big divots with a wood, but also don't be scared to take a divot with a wood. Same thing with 3 wood. It's okay to take a small divot. It's not like you want that thing. Sometimes you have to get a little steep on it.
Yep.
Now there's a difference in getting steep on it and pinching it,
Yeah. And I've done
and
that.
maybe that's what you pinch it a lot. That's why your ball's so low because you
Yeah. When I
subconsciously
actually do
top
hit it.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're topping it, and then you get really just over the top, and you're hitting down on
Super
it so
steep.
hard you're
Yeah.
pinching it. And that's what I was saying. Like, there's so many. You, how you swing your 3 wood and your 7 wood's a real big difference, and then how you swing your 5 iron to your pitching wedge is different. These swings are different. Just
Yep.
shaft length. That's why I do think like Bryson, and I don't think I could do it. But if you're somebody that can be dedicated and super dialed, I think there is some logic or reason rhyme to have all one length clubs because it's the same swing. You just mimic the same swing.
Yeah. And
The
he is
the
able
loft
to get away with it, I think, because his
swing speed
uh
so high.
oh man, it's crazy how fast he swings.
Well, and he
Um
lets the loft do all the work. So
yeah, I
that
mean
that
that's
just
all he
shows
has
you
to
that
do.
loft makes a difference.
It
I
makes
mean,
all the difference.
his pitching wedge and his 2 iron or 5 iron, whatever. I don't know what his highest iron is the same length.
Yeah.
The only difference is, you know, one one is at 21 degrees aloft and one's at 40 something.
I'm sure he did like tons of testing with different links to find out which one is kind of his sweet spot, pure
Well, I bet
length.
they're all based off of what his 7 iron length is.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. If it was me, it would probably be like my 7 or my 8. 8 may be too short. 6 is, you think 6 maybe is a little too tall, but somewhere in there, whatever
Yeah,
that
somewhere
shaft
between
length
seven
is.
or eight. But he's kind of tall. He's 6'1", so like a 6 for 5 iron may be the length. His length, I mean, he's got fitted for
Yeah.
him. It's
Oh,
fitted
yeah.
for him. Whatever that length is, for most golfers, it's going to be a 7 or 8 iron,
But he knows where the bottom of the club is for
24/7.
irons 3 through wedge,
Whatever, yeah,
whatever his
whatever.
wedge
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
Of course, and then he's got more sides. So we've dove into that with the face bulge. He had to do that to help with his ball flight because of his swing speeds are so fast and all that. But that's what I'm saying. So I think with like if you're somebody struggling with 3 wood, I think you just gotta get out there on the range and figure out that
But it,
swing.
but the thing is, like a guy like me or you, where if we have the longer shaft and we can make contact, we get more speed, right? Because it's further away from us, and my arms can come across my body at the same speed, but it's going to be faster at the end of the shaft simply because it's longer, right?
Mhm.
And and so it's like, is it worth whatever you gain from that extra length, or is it worth just like what we used to talk about playing with a 3 wood, or I mean playing with like a 5 or a 7 or even like a hybrid, you know?
I think it really depends on the course.
Yeah.
I think
Well,
last I think last time we played Milan, I really pulled out 3 wood like twice.
when we
And
played the other day, I didn't never pull it out. Remember, I just kept pulling out my 5 wood and it
yeah,
worked.
yeah. I mean, I think So for us around here, if you're from West Tennessee, you play a course like Jackson National, some of these longer courses, you're gonna have to have a three
Maybe,
wood.
maybe you could get away without it. I think it depends on how long you are off the tee too on some of these firewoods. I mean, some of these par fives.
Well, let's just say like let's say the par five's 540, which is pretty long, but we've played some that long. I mean, if you're somebody that can't crush it off the tee, then what do you do? Okay, let's say you hit it 200, so 5.4, you're
If
340.
you- if you're only hitting 200 off the tee and it's 540 for a par five,
Maybe you're playing
maybe,
off the wrong tee. I get
maybe
what
just
I'm
sit
gonna get.
up.
I'm gonna get where you're saying, but you know how it goes. Sometimes you get guilty
Oh
and
yeah, yeah, yeah,
will be
yeah.
like, you need to play from these tees when really you should. We've had all that controversy. I'm just saying, if you're hitting it 200 and you're playing off men's tees, standard tees, and it's 540, you hit it 200, you still like 300 and something in. What are you gonna
340.
hit? 340. All right. What are you gonna hit?
Well, ideally, you'd want to hit your longest club.
Which would be your three wood.
Yeah, but
Because
see,
most
even
people ain't hitting driver off deck. So that's what I'm saying. So okay, let's say, but here's what I'm gonna say. Let's say you don't hit three wood, you get a 7 wood, five wood. How far do you hit your 5 wood? Maybe 190, 200,
yeah, 190, 200.
210 if you really get hold of it.
Nah, I don't know.
Let's say, all right, so take another
Probably close
200.
to probably close to up.
I
Oh
mean,
man,
you could even say 190, but you still got another shot
yeah,
in. So now I'm just saying, I understand where three woods could come in handy because let's say you did get all that three wood. Let's say you hit it 220, two
yeah,
thirty. I mean, you're just right there. Now you're pitching on.
yeah, yeah.
But
I
I'm like
think
you. I think you need to play if you're not strong off the tee, then you're gonna have to get creative.
if you're hitting if you're hitting your 5 wood, 7 wood, two hundo plus, you probably should just hit that sun gun off the tee. To be honest with you,
Yeah, that's different too. I think it's
yeah,
harder to hit them off the tee than it is sometimes
off the floor.
off the ground.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you on that.
Because I mean, we talked about this, but that left to right severity is worse when you hit off tee. I don't know what it is.
hmm I'm with
You
you, bro.
know, but I mean, I think three wood. I like hitting three wood off tee.
Yeah, I don't mind in doing that, and I feel more comfortable doing that because then, like we talked about before, where I'm trying to make sure I don't chunk it right, and I'm hitting down on it, and I end up topping it right. But if it's sitting up a little bit, that angle is more like this, right? And so I can hit it, and it's gonna,
Consciously.
yeah,
I started, there for a long time, and I think it really helped my swing out. And now I'm back to teeing it real low. I stopped teeing my irons up on
yeah. I
short
remember you
par
doing that.
threes,
Yeah,
and all that was for me was learning what the bottom of the club was.
man, I like setting it I mean, just like that, right? Just enough to set above kind of the dirt line. So I know
Mhm,
that when I pick that thing, on par three or whatever, I'm getting it clean. You know,
mhm. But it did, and me and you talked about this. I felt like when I started doing that, I really started compressing the ball more because I
hmm
learned how to compress the ball more to get the flight up.
yeah, I will say your iron play overall, it seemed like it got better doing that. I'm just checking, man. If y'all, Birdie Nation, if you can hear kind of the rumbles in the background, we got this nice thunderstorm running through us right now. That
Yeah.
the weatherman said it's a Torcon 5. We're
Hopefully
getting
we
all
don't
the
get
bad
blown
weather
away.
tonight. It's always the worst. But it looks like we're going to be okay. It looks like up around McKenzie right now, they're going to get some good rain. Looks like, but like
It's raining here.
yeah, it looks like where you're sitting and kind of where I'm sitting, it doesn't look too bad. So rock
It done
on.
blew through. I thought it blew the shingles off the house a second ago.
It may have, bro. It may have. But anyways, we'll
Ran
uh,
away.
go on to another topic here. Get off of this boring 3-wood talk. Today's Sunday, Cody, so that means we have another PGA winner, and guess what we got today?
A
First
new one,
timer,
bud.
a first time. Minwoo Lee got his
Uh,
first PGA Tour win ever. So congrats to Minwoo. That was fun to watch. Kept kind of looking over and thinking, oh man, Scotty's gonna catch him. Here he comes. And it got close, man. Did you get to see the end of it, Cody?
I got to see a little of it, yeah. Man, what we really need to talk about is you made this comment to me. Who's your prediction to win the Masters?
Oh, I already told you, bro.
Who?
The number one FedEx Cup leader right now, as you can see
Uh,
there.
you know, I think you got a better chance of I here's my thing, Rory. I think when it doesn't matter, when the win doesn't count for much, he's gonna win it.
Look there. I tell you who I'd really like to see though. This is this guy right here. Oh, Colin. I really like Colin Morikawa. Um, I like watching him play. These guys, look, Scotty come up 5 positions today with that second place. Look, Minwoo came up 60 positions with that win today. That's crazy. But who do you think, Cody? Who you think's gonna get it done?
He's gonna win the Masters.
Yeah. Do you think it's
Mm,
gonna be some rando?
it wouldn't surprise me this year. Scotty did look good there. He's a little streaky. I think he's still not over the hand ordeal.
There's
Uh, but
I mean,
hey,
man, dude, he's so good.
you got some guys coming over from Live playing. Bryson's gonna be in it. Can't
Kepka.
count Bryson, Kepka. Let's be honest. The Masters, it's all about who puts the best.
Yeah, it
And
really comes down
historically,
to it really
Rory
comes
has
down to
sucked
approach
at putting.
shots, and putts. That's what it comes down to. Approach shots and putts. If and here's the thing, if it's 10 feet, I think Roy puts better at 10 feet than he does at 5 feet. That's weird, but it's in his head, and it's the truth. I mean, it just seems that way, you
I mean,
know.
I think we got. All right, I'm gonna put a. I'll tell you who's gonna win the Masters.
Thigala,
Boy, no, my boy gonna win it. The
there's your
people's
boy.
choice. Ricky Fowler's gonna win the Masters.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so Ricky wins the Masters, and the internet breaks, and you know why? I mean, we all know why.
We know. I said that for the boys. So all the guys for the boys. Ricky,
Rick,
Ricky, Ricky.
all the money's on Rick.
All the
Hey,
money's already.
could you imagine if Ricky really did win?
Man, I like Ricky. We've talked about this before.
Man, I love watching
Uh,
Ricky play.
Ricky, I just wish he'd just get it together. But
But you
day
talked about the
one
putting. You talked about the putting, man. It's not.
is yeah.
I
Ricky's
don't.
like Rory, man, and I hate to say that because I'm a huge Ricky Fowler fan. But day one, Ricky looks great. Day two, he looks okay. He makes a cut. Day three, you're like, okay, that's enough slices.
Yeah,
By by the end of it, you're like, oh my God, what is he doing? He's like in 15th place. Literally, we talked about. I don't know what was it. The waste management? No, what was after waste management?
AT&T maybe.
Something. Ricky was like top five. we're like, man, look at Ricky, and then you just watch him, and he was like, he
Yeah.
just started going down. And you're like, what?
So next week is the Valero, then the Masters. A lot of the guys may not even play, I would imagine, in the Valero. So you got another chance for a guy to move up real quick, like Ricky to get into the Masters, or like it is like Spieth. Is he going to be in? Is he going to like? Are these guys? I don't even know who's playing right now. You know.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't know if we can go back. I was trying to see if we could go back to. No, it's just showing what's here right now. But
Hey, realistically, man, I got Scotty high up there. Rory would probably be in the top five. Uh, if Bryson can putt good, he'll be up there.
dude, Bryson wants it. Bryson wants
But
that,
this
dude.
this doesn't play into Bryson's style, in my opinion.
Well, it's long. It is long,
It is long, but it's tight.
but it's tight. Um,
And a lot of
and
times, the Masters. I mean,
that's why I
how
think it's
many?
played so well for Scotty, man, because Scotty's drives are straight down the middle. I mean, he just pipes them, dude. There's not much fade or draw to him. Um, and then you've got these other power hitters. Okay, it's like McIlroy. He's really struggled on fairways hit here lately.
Well,
Like
that's because he went
a
to that
lot of
Q35.
it messed him up. He's went back to the QI10, but it's something
I
ain't
wonder
right.
how long. Like after a club comes out after so many years, it's like legal to use in other in. It's like still USGA conforming to use, but you can't use it on PGA Tour.
What? I never heard that.
Yeah, because he talked about he would like to go back to the sim, but they don't think that. He said you can't. I couldn't go and use the sim too.
Well, I think that's sponsorship though. I don't think that's the PGA. I think like TaylorMade would be like, no, nah, bro, you
Well,
gotta use this.
I'm sure they're not happy with him using the QI10.
Probably not. But I mean, he says on his bag. He says it says Q whatever 35. You know, um, just crazy. I don't know. Yeah, I think if I okay top five, who I think would win: Scheffler, McIlroy. Uh, I think Morikawa's got a good chance. Bryson and maybe Brooks.
That's not bad.
I think
That's
Brooks.
not.
I think Brooks would could be up there because he's got man. It sounds like it's hailing outside.
Ain't
Oh
doing
yeah,
nothing here.
can you hear it?
Hmm.
It's popping the roof. Good thing I'm getting a new one soon. Haven't got it yet. Don't tear up my new roof right once I get it. Um, yeah. So that's 2 weeks. 2 weeks now, guys, until we get to um, the granddaddy of them all.
Yeah,
It's always a
I'm
fun time.
excited for it. I think it's going to be interesting. And I think it's anybody's ball game. We'll see. I like maybe somebody could come out of left field and win it. That would
Yeah.
be neat, just for entertainment value.
I always like
Uh,
to see it like when the amateur, like especially like the first day, it always seems like the amateurs up there in the top 10. You're like, oh man, who's this guy? You know, and then usually the nerves get to them because man, I can't. Could you imagine? Could you imagine like if you were anywhere on the top 10, top 15 leaderboard going into the weekend at Augusta, dude? I would just be shaking. Just
yeah,
shaking.
yeah, me too. I wouldn't even make the top 10.
No, but I'm just saying, just like if you were there, you know, like that
Yeah,
that would be just unreal.
but you see that sometimes they let them big dogs play later to kind of build suspense up. I think they do that on purpose,
Yeah, yeah, I'm with you on that.
kind of give the
Um,
field some hope.
yep. So, on other sporting news today, me and Cody before we jumped on here, he was like, dude, have you heard about this stuff with the Yankees? And I was like, the Yankees? Well, I said, well, I heard that they beat the Brewers. They beat the brakes off of them. Like 20, they put up like 20 runs or something, right?
Yeah.
And he said, no, man. He said, check this stuff out. And he said, look it up. So we pulled this up right here. Let me show you guys this right here. Cody, go and tell them what they're looking at.
Boy, that baby girl be thick. Boy, they call that the torpedo bat, bud.
Look at this
And
thing, man.
man, look at the sweet spot on that thing.
That right there. Can you see where I got my cursor there? That is unreal, dude. I
Dude,
mean,
there's
just unreal. How
no
much?
wonder, no wonder. Hey, they literally the first three batters use this. The first pitches, it was like pow, home run, pow, home run, pow, home run.
Just let's see. The New York Yankees became the first team in NLB to smash 3 straight home runs on the first 3 pitchers. All that against their former teammate, blah blah, who Paul Goldschmidt, blah blah. Just crazy, man.
Dude, Aaron Judge had like three home runs in that game, dude.
Unreal.
Just
Unreal.
smashing balls, dude. I mean,
But
that's a beefy bat. If you look, what little I played baseball, and you played baseball a lot growing up. If you said, "Hey, man, you got to pick a bat," I'm picking the top one. That top one looks like you
all day.
cannot miss the ball.
Yeah, all day. I mean, it's like making like you've just got a
Frying pan.
branch, dude. You got a freaking branch you're just holding at the end of this, your handle there.
And here like all the controversy come out, but it's all legal.
Everybody, and their mom's going to be using them, dude. Now, but here's the thing: did only the Yankees know about it? The torpedo
No, so
bat.
I seen a thing where other teams last year used similar models. They used prototype bats that were similar.
So maybe
So the Yankees got it dialed in. Hey, I heard
yeah.
that thunder. I did hear it
Oh
that
yeah,
time.
dude. Oh yeah, dude. It's coming down. I'm telling you.
Uh, but yeah, dude. I know we're a golf channel, but we like all sports. That's crazy, and maybe that's what the MLB needs, man. Something to spice it up. They don't let
Yeah,
them take roids no more, man. Like I remember the '90s, early 2000s. Guys just jacked, son.
you remember the '90s?
Well, I remember watching, tapes on it.
Man, hey, I can remember had to be like 97, 98, whenever it was when McGuire and Sosa made that run. That was probably like the funnest time I ever remember watching baseball. Like that,
It was just
like
a,
every day you was glued to it to see what they were going to do.
it was a
And I
home
was,
run fest.
yeah, man, I was playing Babe Ruth ball then, and it was just that summer was awesome. I just remember being like really, really cool.
So I don't know if you know this. Do you know that the MLB tried out aluminum bats for one season?
I would think dudes would just get killed. Like pitchers would just get
Yeah,
killed
that's what
if
it's.
they
I
did
think it was the 80. You can look it up. I think it was either the 1980 or 1981 season. Teams were allowed to use aluminum bats, and it
that. Just,
quickly, it
just
quickly got just
smashing
denied.
walls, dude. Smashing them. Um,
And just
just
think
unreal.
about them bats. I mean, think about the hot bats from back in the '90s, early 2000s,
Oh
like
yeah,
when we
dude.
played.
But I'm here for it. Steroids, I'm here for it, dude. If they wanted to start like their own league, like if some country, of course, the United States would never do this, but if they just started these athletic, teams, like whatever sport it may be, hockey, football, baseball, whatever, and they just got
Juice.
juiced up, dude, just as the biggest, baddest dudes on the planet, just to see like how far like the human body could go. I I'd watch it, dude. You can't tell
So
me everybody wouldn't watch that. Like I could
I
see
tell you,
some Russian lab doing something like this, you know?
I tell you what steroids will do for you.
What's that?
They'll rupture your Achilles.
Dropping bombs, bro.
That boy be juicing when he come back. Me and you, I think I called you. I was like, dude, you see Tiger? That son gun jack.
And
You don't
sweat.
go from looking like this to just. I mean, he couldn't move his upper body. I was like, man, that boy is juicing.
Just sweating, dude. Just be out there just freaking like it,
Oh, that's
everybody
that
be wearing
Vicodin.
like they be dudes be wearing like, starter jackets. Tiger be out there just sweating, just
Sweating.
rolling off of it, man.
Hey, bud. How many tournaments you think he won on steroids and Vicodin?
I don't know. But yeah, that's why them guys tear them Achilles.
Just
That's why they
juicing.
tear them ACLs and stuff. It messes them up. The steroids, man.
Man, what do you think it looks like for Tiger? I think he's done. I think legitimately he's done.
It's sad.
We
It's sad
we
to
need
see
to
him
have
go
this
out like
talk.
that. It's sad to see him go out like that.
He should have went out like years ago. I think he should have just been done after this last wreck.
I think
Called it over.
it's so hard. Like I remember the last championship that Jordan won, with the Bulls. Like just he should have just rolled on out to the sunset. Like that was perfect. But you love the game. Like it's all you've done all your life. And then he had to go play with the Wizards. Like, why, man? Why did you do
Yeah.
that? You know? Like I think about
Shaq done the same thing.
Brett Favre, Shaq,
Oh yeah.
all these guys. Just let it go, man. You know? I mean, even Joe
Brady,
Montana,
but
Montana
Brady
for
done it.
went to the Chiefs, but at least Brady won a championship, and Montana played decent with the Chiefs. But you just see that, and it's like Emmitt Smith, towards the end,
Uh,
like it was terrible watching him.
you talking about football? Dude, Russell Wilson going to New York?
What? What? And here's my thing. They pay these dudes. They pay these general managers bukus of money. They got access to cars. They got access to private jets. They got access to trainers, whatever these guys want, right? These general manager guys.
Yeah.
And you telling me, like, you look out on the landscape of the NFL, and you go to the ownership group, and you say, "Okay, guys, I got it. This is what we're gonna do." Russell Wilson. And then you step back with a straight face. Come on, man.
Hey, hey,
Oh, that's
hey.
you. I
All I
just
got to say that. All I got to say that. Let's ride, Giants. Boy, this is
ride
like
to the
contenders.
bottom of the East. That's what they're riding to. The bottom. They're going to
No,
compete
but
with the Cowboys for the bottom
well,
of the
that ain't
East.
much competition.
No, that's what I'm telling you. And then, hey, what about this? What about this rumor? Aaron Rodgers to the Steelers.
Hey, look,
Just retire, dude. Let it
A-Rod,
go.
A-Rod is only good when he's on them 30s. You see him after like the first game of the season. He was like,
Dude looks like Nicolas
"Give me
Cage in that movie Con Air, bro.
dude." You ever play Madden with the cheats on where you can see the plays? Aaron Rodgers had the plays in his head, son. He could see them on the field like AI. He was so high. And, and the reporter, and Signs has been like, "Oh, we probably shouldn't interview him." She was like, "Oh hell, get him on there."
He
Stuck
looked
a
like
stuck a
it looked like
camera and
what's that on the Joe Rogan show? They show those guys all the time on those reels, like sniffing those smelling salts. That one dude's like this, dancing, sniffing. That's like Rogers on the sidelines, like just and then he's just like
geeked out, son.
he get
Just
that Hawaiiasa. How do you say that stuff?
yeah. They say he'd be taking shrooms. I couldn't
He's
imagine
smoking that peyote.
taking shrooms and going out there. Dude, seeing unicorns out there in the field.
Man, it's a
I guess
weird.
that's how he went all those years and not throwing an interception hardly, dude.
He's a weird guy, man. He's a weird guy, Ace. Weird
I
guy.
don't know, bud. I don't even, that's, yeah. If he goes, if the Steelers get him, what are they doing? Hey, but Will Levis for Super Bowl, bud. Tennessee's got it.
The only thing I've seen coming out of the Titans camp that was halfway decent was they said they were going to use the powder blues were going to be their main color this year. That's the biggest, best story I've seen come out of Nashville for the Titans. I mean,
uh,
it just keeps going lower and lower and lower, and they're going to have this new stadium that that the city's going to fund for them, and it's just
Reese's
the team's going to
destination.
be
Yeah.
trash, dude. It's
And
just
and I'm a Titans fan, dude, to the death of me. But it's like being a Browns fan, dude. It sucks.
yeah.
It sucks. They never win, hardly. They don't never trade right. And when they do, like they had like 2 years when Vrabel will become coach. We had like 2 years that were all right, and then it was just like dookie.
Well, it's like I told you, man. The general managers. It comes back to the ownership and the general managers. It like who's making these calls? Just like Jerry Jones and that debacle down there in Dallas. Like you've had some great players that could make up a great team in Dallas. And then you go out and pay the wrong people. You pay Dak, you pay Zeke. You're paying these guys when they're not producing.
I'm gonna say this:
And then you
for
got Mike
if
McCarthy.
Tony Romo, this is a hot take. Internet may take me by storm. If Tony Romo would have had Dak's team a couple years ago when they were so strong, Super Bowl winner.
Yeah, but Tony before his back was like glass
Yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. Well, but that's Jerry. If I was Tony, I'd walk in Jerry's office and just pimp slap him.
That O line was horrible, man. That last year of
Dude,
Romo season,
literally, Jerry Jones killed Tony Romo. That's why he's
pretty
not
much.
playing. Yeah, I mean, that was a legal, just murder fest.
It was awful, just awful. We could
I
talk about
don't
that
know.
forever.
I don't know how we got off on this rant of football,
Yeah, we're
baseball,
talking about
torpedo bat.
and I'll bring up one more thing here. I got to. It's kind of sad, but um, Tennessee basketball ended today.
Oh man,
Dude, it was terrible. They they got curb stomped by Houston, man. 50-69. They only put up 15 points in the first half. It was awful, dude. Just just terrible. But you can't.
there's always next year.
Well, that's the thing. But
There's
it'll be a
always
entirely
next year.
different team next year. Zakai's leaving. I think Meshack, this was his last year. And it was just bad. It was just bad all around. But hats off to them, and they had a great season.
A
Maybe
great
made
season.
another Elite
Hey,
Eight.
think about it. The football team played all right. We made it to the first college football playoffs. Baseball team wins.
Well, the expanded playoff.
Yeah, the suspended playoff, whatever. And then baseball team wins it all.
Yep.
Basketball played good this year, men and women. And
Yep.
and the baseball team's doing good this year too. I think they only got 2 losses.
Yeah. And they do. And the other women made it to the Sweet 16.
Yeah.
They played their butts off too. Um,
Tennessee has really changed their programs around. They're really pushing. I think it's good to see. It is
yeah.
for me as a Tennessee fan, man, because there for a few years in football, man, we were just trash.
Yeah, we've went through a decade or more
Bad.
before the hype train got with us. Man, I'm excited. I'm excited for us as we roll in and keep this podcast going, getting into the fall and talking some football too. Along with
Yeah, I mean, we're connoisseurs of all sports, man. We like a little bit of everything. Golf is our favorite thing to play. As you get, if there's any young listeners, when you get older, you'll you'll become to love the game of golf.
and I'm into pull this up earlier. Those golf balls I showed you today, Cody. Let me see if I can find a picture of them real fast.
Oh yeah, baby. I know what you're talking about.
You
Hey,
know,
they're doing one. Yeah, but they're doing one for the people right here. My hat's off to them, bud.
let's see. Let's see if we can get them up here. Oh yeah, baby. Here we go.
Hats off to them, bud.
Here we go. Right here. Let me get this. Screen set up for you. See what you think, bro. Oh, say, can you see? Look at them
That's what I'm
things,
talking about
dude.
right there, boy. Triple
Ultimate
track,
distance X1. It's the X-1.
man. 360 line.
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna go
get
Walmart and buy about 8 boxes of these things.
$14, dude. $14 for the 12 Americanas. And you know, they're just a regular nitro, and they just wrapped it with that red,
Yeah,
white,
but
and
that
blue.
doesn't matter.
Well, what I was going to say was because they wrapped it in red, white, and blue, that ball's going to play like a Pro V.
Dude, that thing's literal. I mean, you can literally send missiles with that thing. Piss missiles, dude. You can just hear the damn eagle screaming.
Oh man, look at them things. Look at that. That's nothing.
What's
That's
this?
pure beauty.
That's pure beauty, bud. Dude, when you're about 5 Miller lights down and you start to feel right and you go for that seventh, eighth, and you're finally at that ninth, and you got to call your old lady, be like, hey, baby, I know I said I was going to get drunk with the boys, but I'm drunk with the boys. Come pick me up. Hey,
Let me ask you
that
this.
ball's going to be screaming.
Let me ask you this though. Let's say you come up to a par three. Say it's a par three. Is that hole number? It may be hole three at Jackson National. Is that the one that's like 100 yards, barely 100 yards over the pond, that little pond?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you've done been gaming the Nitro Americanas, the X-1s.
Huh?
Are you setting that thing on the ground? Or are you going to go? Are you going to reach in the bag for a water ball? What are you doing? Be honest.
But I'm going for the water ball. You can't put the American flag in the water.
So you're
Now,
saying you're
if I
telling
shoot
me
one off in the woods, I'm leaving it for the next guy.
that Nitro Ultimate Distance X-1 Americanas are no longer a water ball.
Oh, they're no longer a water ball. But
Oh,
if I had to choose in
you heard it here.
between, if I had to choose in between a plain white nitro or the American flag one, the white one's going in the water.
Oh yeah, all day.
It's
But
plain Jane.
maybe you hit it better. Maybe you hit it better because it's got the
Well,
stripes.
their technology in behind that. I don't know if you know this, but they make the ball. They go out to a random field and they chisel down a stone till it looks like a golf ball,
Mm-hmm.
and then they take that
Granite.
polyurethane cover and they put over it. And that's why you can hit that sun gun 300 yards.
Yeah, and it comes from American quarries. Okay, it's pure
Yeah,
American.
pure
Uh,
American made by.
make make American rock balls great again.
They have literally been putting dents in drivers since 1930.
That's a
That's
long
how hard
time.
they are.
That's a long time, bro. That's consistency. You don't see that much these
Yeah,
days.
consistently. You know when you see somebody hitting nitros, you're like, man, I've been there. I've been there. Get that 48 pack.
Been there, I'm still
You,
there.
boy, you go out there drinking with the boys.
You know
You
what's
start
bad
out with
though?
that good ball, then you,
You,
you transfer over.
the 48 pack ain't that bad unless you get the yellows or the oranges. Then it's bad.
Then you
The
know.
48 of the whites, okay. Maybe you're practicing.
Yeah.
Maybe you're just going around practicing. But
What's one step up? I'll tell you what's one step up from a nitro. That's the
oh
Wilson Chaos.
no, I don't know. I
Get
think
them
they're
in the rainbow colors.
I think they're pretty dead even, bro. Dead even.
I
Just
I've gained both of them before. I got both of them in the bag.
I thought
You
you,
ever
but
had
you
a
said
day?
you said a step up. Like, what would be a legit step up from the Nitros Ultimate Distance?
Anything.
Maybe
What? No, no.
a
What's that?
pinnacle.
No, man. A pinnacle diabolical ball.
Maybe
What's the golf ball with the panther or whatever on it?
the Panther. I know what you're talking
It,
about.
it starts with an S, I think.
Savage, Scavenger, Savager,
Salah.
Slevenger.
I don't know. Whatever that is, that's the
I've
worst
never
golf
seen.
ball.
I don't know where they come from. I've
Those
I've
suck.
never seen. I've never seen them bought from anywhere. I mean, anywhere where
I
I can
found
play.
them on courses.
Oh yeah, old men be just getting them craps, dude.
Hey, remember when we played Milan the other day, and
Yeah,
we literally found a practice ball in the middle of the fairway? I'm like,
yeah.
what gremlin is out here just chunking up practice balls?
Probably the same guy that was hitting them into the cornfield.
Dude, you know that farmer. Look, it makes me sad to say I'm from West Tennessee. This old dude, if you ever been to Milan golf course, and if he sees this, hey man, I'm calling you out. I don't care. They got places where you can pull
Ain't
your
nobody
golf
watching
carts
it,
in.
bro.
Anyway, he's hitting that sun gun by the house, past his house, out the cornfield. There's a whole golf course behind you, and you're hitting it over the road, over traffic, into the field. Like, what are we doing?
Dude, then he celebrated. Let's talk about that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Hey,
hit
more
one
I think
180.
I think he was just more happy that he didn't hit that house because that's what I
I
would
would
have
have
been
hit that
scared of.
house. I
And
would have hit that house.
you
Shanked that
betcha.
sun gun. Hit the dude's boat.
You
Took a
betcha.
windshield out. Hey, we,
So where we go from here, man? What's up next?
we,
Oh, we didn't even talk about we got to go play at Kentucky Lake. We went to go
we,
play Paris Landing.
oh yeah, we need to talk about that.
That was
It
a lot
was
of
the
fun.
worst experience of my life.
Nah,
My
it
golf
wasn't.
game, my golf game was in shambles.
It was kind of rough for you.
It, it was rough for you. What are you talking about?
I thought I actually played pretty decent.
Mm.
I
The
hit
only thing,
I hit
go
the
ahead, go
green
ahead.
on it. I hit the green in regulation on every par three. I never do that.
The highlight of that, folks, was watching my brother, my pal, the guy I play golf with, just slurp down a glizzy at the turn.
Man, that hot dog was delicioso. Let me tell you.
Hey, shout out them women in there,
Yeah, shout out to
the staff.
the pro shop staff there, man. And then they were like, "Oh yeah, you guys are playing too fast. Slow it down. Take your time. Enjoy this delicate, juicy hot dog with some mustard
Golf
on it."
course, I will say, was pretty nice. It was pretty pristine.
Oh yeah, for mid March, dude. I mean, in West Tennessee, that's pretty good because at that point we really didn't had too many warm days,
Mhm.
and the greens were really nice.
They
They
are.
really were.
You could tell they really upkeep them. Of course, that's why it's one of the more expensive golf courses around.
Yeah,
This little
it was
area.
nice. It
Yeah,
was nice. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun just to
it's a
kind of
good one.
go somewhere different and play.
Yeah, I'm gonna go play Woodland, man. We need to go back out there.
Yeah, man. My director, he was asking me the other day about going over and playing, so we gotta get over and play.
Man,
It'd
it's
be
a
fun.
fun course. You talking about fun? Yeah, I love that course, and it's a course if you're hitting driver well, it's a very fun course to play if you're hitting driver well. It's a long course,
I agree. I agree.
and it's fairly forgiving. It's got a few tight holes. Now Paris is tight. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, and I
For
still want
most
to
amateurs,
go down there and
tight.
play the
Chickasaw, that's a
The
course too.
Chickasaw.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a tight. They say that's tight, tight.
yeah. It's lined by trees. Like they say, like you you can't you don't see any other holes the way it's laid out. It's just the one you're playing on.
I tell you, of course, that's also fun is sharing, man.
Yeah, we haven't played that in a while.
Persimmon.
So we gotta get out and about. and have some fun. And you guys let us know what you think. Where you want us to go play next? We've got another thing we got to do. We got to start filming some of our shanks. We
Yeah,
get up there
we got to do better. It's
because
just life going on,
I know they
you
can
know.
definitely give us some. We can give them some
Feedback.
laughs.
Yeah, or give some feedback, bud.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
give you some feedback. That swing
yeah.
is trash.
Swing is trash.
Throw it
Hey,
away and find another one.
what you need to do for the people, man, one time, you need to find that Temu Wilson driver you got that sounds like a daggone frying pan when you hit it. You need to bring that thing out. With that
Oh
white
yeah,
shaft, that pearl white shaft.
that
That
shaft's actually
thing,
pretty nice. But I don't think it's real. I thought
you
you was
can't
gonna
rip it
say
off.
bring out that original Wilson driver I had. I bet I can still yoke them with that. Man, I
Yeah,
used to
you
hit
should show 'em,
drives really straight with that.
you should show 'em the dent in the bottom of it.
It helps with the aerodynamics. But I,
You
you know
know
what?
you drop a ball hard when you dent the bottom of the
Oh
driver.
man, I remember when I did it too. It broke my heart. But I think the combination of it being lofted higher, the softer flex, and then it's shorter. It's the shortest driver I have as
I've
far as
been trying
shaft
to
length.
tell you this whole time. You get old. Uh, you need less shaft stiffness.
That doesn't happen to get no, bro. That doesn't. It's not. There's ways around
Uh,
it. There are ways. You can fix that.
Not with that swing speed.
Oh, I thought we were talking about something else. But yeah, that too.
Oh, oh,
Oh, on
but
that note, Birdie
you know,
Nation, we are about out of time, but we
is
are so glad that you came and hung out with us again. If you
yeah,
like what you heard, if you want to hear more, hit that subscribe button, smash, did I say it right? The like,
notification bell.
yeah, all of them. You know what to do. We're still out there on the socials. We're still out there on the tube views and talk ticks and all the fun things that you like,
Yeah,
and you pick up your fun filled
sell
media.
your device.
So, Cody, you got anything else with them to tell them before we head off?
Anything else? Anything else? Just hang in there with us. We're gonna try to get better at posting more consistently. It's just been crazy, personal stuff going on,
Get you
and
some funny content,
see some funny
and
content. And I'm gonna show Field how to play golf.
it's about
Uh,
time somebody needs to.
I, he just gets mad. I can out golf him. I can out fish him. It's rough, Birdie Nation.
You know what? You know what's good about film? It doesn't lie. The film doesn't lie.
Doesn't lie, but
Want to get out there and
doesn't.
really see if he can talk, walk the walk to see he's talking the talk here.
Well, I'm like a peacock in the wild.
Gotta let me fly.
uh,
All right,
but
guys.
that's all I got, but
Yeah, man. Until next time, Birdie Nation, we'll be right here with you for another cool blue collar birdie podcast. Till next time, guys, we'll see you. Peace.